Hey, guess what? We're not playing with Russ today. We are back at Mission Raceway Park up here in British Columbia. My brother sent me a message, hey, going racing again. You want to go? Turned out we made it. I didn't know if I could go, but we made it. Here we are. Ryan and I are here.
Tom Terrence, Howard Lane.
Oh, we found him.
Steve
So anyway,
from Chilliwack in the Wardco
it's the last race of the year.
Two guys.
He wanted to make it. He did.
All the time.
So did we. So let's go see how he's doing. So we're back. It's Saturday. It's the day after. Well, it's the next day after Friday night. We didn't get a lot of time to record, ask Eric questions, what his expectations were, how he felt, and all that. So we're going to add all that in with a few pieces of video that we do got. So what were you expecting going up there? I mean, last time we didn't get 11s. We got to 11-16.
Yeah, 12-16.
12, or excuse me, 12-16
at 112.
At 112.
Yeah. So the goal was this year at least just get into the 11s. That's all I really cared about or wanted to do was get into the 11s, and that was the goal.
Yeah. Did you make any changes between 3 weeks ago and then last night?
No, it was just colder air, better air, and yeah, really nothing. We planned on putting nitrous on it to go even faster, but time got away and that didn't happen. So
well, saying that's funny you said colder, because when we were there 3 weeks ago, it was like 80 degrees that day.
right.
Bug going to my mouth. I don't need protein.
No.
So 3 weeks ago, 80 degrees. We were there earlier. It was still hot the first two passes. By the third pass, it cooled off, and
Yep.
you got your 12-16.
That was the best one, yeah.
Your best ever.
Yep.
So yesterday we got up there, and later it was about 6:30, quarter to 7 when you made your first pass.
Yeah.
And it was 75 degrees when I got up there, and it cooled off a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but it's still warm.
Yeah, it cooled off enough. I mean, the air temperature was cooler by the time I got on the track or made my first
Yeah.
hit. And it was enough to run that 11.
I think the air density was probably, different than it was 3 weeks ago.
It's usually really good. I think we're only at like 25 feet of sea level there. It's not
I think
much.
so. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Mission Raceway Park is right on the Fraser River. They drag boat race there as well, plus other events at the track. And when we first started 30 years ago, when we were there racing, there's this tree line between the parking and the river.
Yep.
So you couldn't accidentally just drive off into the river.
Now you can.
And you could now, but I mean, the river's not like right next to the parking. It's out there a little ways. This time of year, it's not running full.
But you can see it from where you're parked at.
But you can see
it's
it.
a nice view. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's an island out, the river forks around this island too, so you get to see the island out there in the middle of the river, and it's a good size for the river it is.
Yep. So
But,
so yeah, anyway, it was good air, good night for racing. I mean, really, other than the dew point set in by, I think, 9 o'clock ish.
1969 Camaro.
Eric just went into the 11s, 1198. Oh, I missed it. I got it recorded, but he went 1198 in the quarter with the Nova. His first time dipping into the 11s. Oh, he's gonna lose it when he sees that slip. He wasn't sure if he'd be able to make that today, but he did it. The air's right, car's running good. Holy cow. Let's go talk to him. All right, so that was his first pass. How'd you feel after that? I mean, I really wanted to run up to you with the camera because, we're up on the fence, and you're,
where you got the pit was a long ways away from the track,
Right.
and I was like, I don't know if Lauren told you, or his friend Lauren,
Yeah.
he's rode up with Eric up to the track. So I was like, I wanted to run up and stuff a camera in your face, but
Yeah.
anyway,
Lauren-
how did you feel?
I met Lauren. I was getting out of the car, and he got there before you did.
Yep.
And I'm like, well, what'd it do? You don't know in the car. You don't get a time slip till after on these events. And I said, did I at least hit an 11 or no? He's like, yep. I'm like, okay. Well, we finally accomplished the goal, if you will. And it was great. It seems minuscule to a lot of people. Like, oh, these guys are building twin turbo stuff and putting them in Fox bodies or whatever, whatever off the street.
1,200 horsepower.
Yeah, they're going fast. Well, I'm doing an old school, a naturally aspirated small block Chevy with no turbo, no power adders at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all street driving them. Well, this is a street car too, so.
Well, and it's basically low budget. You don't have a lot of height. You don't have an expensive crank in it.
Right.
You don't have the best heads on it.
Right. Yeah.
They're not factory heads, but
That engine
they're good.
is fairly stock. I mean, other than some forged pistons, it's got stock rod, stock crank. So
Yeah.
it's taking all the abuse with the little bit of horsepower that it makes. It's been under some load, and it's the same rotating assembly that we put in it. When we first put it together, I think in 1994. So the
been
crank and the
nearly
rods
30
and the
years.
pistons have been together, their own little family for all these years, and they've survived. And they've survived a lot of abuse because 7,000 RPM on a small block 400 that's not balanced
Yeah.
is quite a bit, but it just takes it, so I keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know, I'm still smiling because I saw the clocks click off at 11:98, and it's like, you kidding? It was that easy? You just had to go back one more time to.
Yeah, and
But like we said, air density I think was a lot better. We didn't have we didn't have a barometer or anything with us.
Right.
It was just the air was different. It was
Yeah.
warm out, but it was different,
Yeah,
and the car responded.
exactly. It responded. So we pick up, 2/10 almost.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really feel a whole lot different, but the number, right now, I'm not bracket racing or trying to cut lights really. I'm just looking for a time slip with a number on it that kind of makes me happy because I'm just getting back to where I was 30 years ago doing this stuff. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun. Well, now, yeah, you get the bug and you want to go a little faster, so I don't know, maybe next year we'll throw some nitrous at it or, upgrade the rotating assembly and make a stroker and try and get some good heads, and maybe we can make enough horsepower to run into the 10s. It's got enough roll cage for it, so
Yeah.
it can go 1099, I think, with the cage and the setup that I have. So that could be a future goal. We'll see.
Yeah. One thing I did notice you do different on this pass was you were trying to melt the tires off the rims.
Yep.
Doing your burnout.
Yep, because it slipped last time on the
Yeah.
last pass of the previous race. I don't know if it was the dew in the air or extra moisture. I didn't get a good burnout or what, but I wanted to make sure that I got some good heat in the tires this time, and it worked because it didn't slip at all off the line, and that's key, to go fast.
Yep.
So it's fun to do burnouts anyway. So you look in your little mirror there and you can see a little bit of smoke because I didn't remember any smoke on the ones of the previous race. So
Yeah.
and these are really, really old tires. So
They're about 30 years old too, aren't they? The slicks.
no, not this set.
Okay.
That set right up there up there. Those
Oh,
are the
the
those are
little
the
ones.
original ones I ran.
Yeah.
The little 26 on. Those are 14-inch rims.
These are ones that you bought and never got to
I
run.
bought these and only drove them had them on the street. Never had them on the track.
Okay.
This is a few weeks back was the first time those tires were on the track.
Yeah.
The wear is just from driving them on the road and doing burnouts.
Huh. So going into the second and final run for the night for you, what was your plan going into that? Change the RPM, shift
Tried to
points,
change the
different
RPM.
burnout.
Yeah, the RPM's mainly similar burnout. Tried to stretch it out a little bit. Knowing that these tires don't have a lot of life left in them, I figured I'd just get some good burnouts out of them and use them to the best I could.
Yeah.
And make sure that it hooked, especially it was, by the time we did the second one, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour had gone by, and it was dark out, and so you don't know where the dew point is, and you hope that the track people are paying attention enough that you have the best opportunity to hook. Also, they switched me. The tech guy was really cool. I was in domestic the previous week, a few weeks back, and he says, well, why don't you go into outlaw? And that's the O/L there on the side. If you go into outlaw, they prep the track better. They put more adhesion out when you're for that class. So we quickly switched it out and wrote that on there so I could go out with the outlaw stuff. And I think that helped with grip as well.
Track prep,
Yeah, they do a little bit more there.
Okay, well, with that, we're going to show the second pass, the final pass for the night and for the year. That was our last Friday night race, and I think today and tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, is the last race for Mission Raceway Park.
Yeah, I think it's there.
But so anyway, there's no more Friday night races.
Right.
He's not going to make that anymore.
Nope.
So let's get to that second clip. We just got done with the second pass. It's getting dark, hard to see, and I'm not keeping up. That second pass, you know, see the color? It went right out of the screen, but I caught up to it. Camera's slower than the car. So anyway,
Happens.
how'd that second pass go? Burnout, shift points, staging?
Everything felt great. Felt like the one before. Really, that didn't feel much different. It slowed down 100th. So instead of 1198, it was 1199.
Yep.
And the mile per hour dropped off 2 miles per hour on that second pass. But there's enough that could be a fluctuation for any reason. Like, you don't know what, you know, maybe you shift at just, you know, a couple hundred RPM one way or the other. And I'm not really looking at the tack right now the last few passes since I've got back up there doing this. I've just been listening. This transmission works good, but it, you know, when you move the shifter, for some reason it doesn't go to the next gear like that.
Into second.
Yeah. And so I know that it's going to operate that way. So I'm anticipating that I better just bump it just before I think it's where it should be, so that it shifts when I want it to. Going into drive, it goes right now. So I don't know if it's an engine builder thing or a valve body thing or transmission builder.
Yeah.
I don't know what affects that kind of stuff. I'm not a transmission guy. But knowing that, there's little things that can change. You know, you could, you know, roll out a little differently off the line. My 60-foot actually was better on the second one. I did a 166. The first one was a 167. So it did improve at the 60-foot, which was nice, and it did actually do a little better to the 8th. But those numbers that slowed down just a little bit after that. So I'm not sure, you know, maybe heat soaking the engine or the drivetrain or something from the previous pass and hadn't cooled off enough inside.
Oh, it may have cooled off too much. Maybe it needed more fuel
It could, yes,
on
exactly.
the secondaries.
Get better air and you don't have enough fuel, well, yeah, you're gonna slow down. So
yeah,
we probably could have put some jets in the secondaries and got some of that back, or even went faster, who knows?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe we missed an opportunity there, but we were kind of talking about changing jets, or maybe even timing just a little bit, read the plugs and see where they were, maybe for the third one, but we didn't get a third one.
We didn't get a third one. We're not being real serious yet. It's just trying to get that number. You got the number. Now it's like, now that you're there, it's like, how can you stay there when the heat comes back? If you go back next spring or summer and trying to make a run and it's 80, 90 degrees out, how do we stay in the 11s with this car?
If it stays the same.
Yeah.
So that's that's how that was. It still ran pretty much the same number. We backed up a number. We're within 100th.
You did.
That's good. So you know, it's not a fluke. It happened. It's real. So here we are. I got the number I wanted. I've got 2 time slips to prove it.
First time in the 11s.
That's right.
Well, with this car.
With this car.
Since high school. This is a high school car.
Yeah, I bought this in 1989 when I just turned 16. So
Yep.
I've had this car, and I just turned 50 this year. So
What was really cool, I was graduated from high school. He brings the car home and he asked me, what can we do to make this thing cool? I'm looking at it, it had the big flat disc hubcaps on it, and it's like, and it's brown with the vinyl brown tops. Like, I didn't want to say there's nothing you can do.
there wasn't a whole lot at that point because
I said, well, we could get a chrome tip for the single exhaust pipe. So I think that's what we did.
Yeah, 307 original 307 2-barrel turbo 350, factory bucket seats, factory floor shifter, which is all still in it. It's all in there. I've added the roll bar and the Ford 9-inch and the wheels, obviously, to make it look cooler, in my opinion.
Yep.
I like weld drag lights. A lot of guys in today's modern world think they're, you know, dated and don't fit, but it fits what I'm trying to go for, so I like them.
Yep. Okay, well, yeah, we'll be back after these messages. I don't have any sponsors. So we're just talking about how you even got the race up there last night. We're here in Washington State, you know, U.S. citizens trying to get up in Canada. Well, if you're anywhere near a border crossing, you know, you have border waits, you know, trying to get through customs. How long was your wait?
About 40 minutes.
Okay, mine was, and I took like 25 minutes.
That's it. I think we got to the border at 4:30, right around 4:30 or so. And it was easily, 5:10 by the time we got to the border agent and got through.
Yeah.
We got to the track right around 5:30. So
okay, so
45
minutes, you get through the border. It's only like 15 minutes to the track from the border. It's not a long drive.
No.
So you get to the track, you pull up at the gate, buy your tech card. What'd they say?
Says, oh, we quit selling those. We only sold 130 tech cards tonight because of the dew and kind of, you know, the weather changing earlier in the evening. They weren't going to have, like, I think the previous time we went up, there was well over 200 tech cards sold. I didn't know this. I guess they posted on Facebook that morning. I actually went and dug for it this morning to see, you know, where I would find this because it wasn't in their comments. I had to dig a little bit to see it.
Okay.
But yeah, they did say they were only going to sell 130 tech cards. If I'd have known that, we'd have probably left an hour sooner.
Yeah.
Just so we guarantee getting there. But so we roll up there, and I said to the gal, well, you know what? Can we at least go park over there and just spectate? We'll just watch. And she says, well, do you have friends over there? I said, yeah, sure. So we pay for our entry just to get in to watch, and she lets us go park on the pit side. And me and my buddy Lauren rode up together, and we hop out of the truck, and he's talking with some lady that her husband didn't get a tech card either. And then here comes a tech guy, comes rolling up next to us, and Lauren starts talking to him and telling him our story, you know, our wait at the border and whatnot. And he says, all right, well, just hold on here a minute. I think I can come up with one for you. And we're like, what? Is he really? Okay. About 5 minutes, he comes back, hands me a tech card and says, fill this out, get the car unloaded, get ready. I'll be back in about 10 minutes and I'll get you teched and you can get in the lanes and go race. I'm like, okay, things are going our way. It didn't seem like it was going to go like that, but anyway, so that's what led up to this whole night still happening. Was like, you got cool guys at racetracks that, you know, they had a reason, you know, because cutting it short gave the people that got there a chance to actually make 2 or 3 hits in an evening, you know, when it's going to be a short night. And, you know, I don't know if it's because we had American plates or or, you know, the story of, yeah, we got hung up at the border, we would have been here 40 minutes ago or whatever, but
Yeah.
he liked our story, I guess, and so we got to race. That was,
So, yeah, whatever BS and that was going on between him and Lauren.
yeah, so it worked out. So that's what got us actually to make some hits. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any of this for tonight, and we'd be waiting for next year to make another one.
Yeah. So, and a side note of this is 3 weeks ago when he raced, you know, we got up there and of course with all the excitement, yeah, I want to do this again 3 weeks from now, which was last night. Yeah, I want to be there. So we just got back from the Moses Lake Tractor Pull, the Northwest Fall Nationals.
Right.
And it's like, you know, I'm kind of tired. My family's been busy for the last 3-4 weeks, just go, go, go.
Yep, me too.
I think, okay, Friday night, we're finally gonna relax. No. I thought so right up till 5:30, Friday morning. So Thursday night at 7 o'clock, he sends a text. Well, it didn't come through my phone until 5:30 the next morning. The shop I work in, my boots are crap, the stitching is falling out, I'm wearing a shirt and shorts and socks are just terrible looking, and a sweatshirt that's rotting off me. But I wear coveralls all day in the shop, so nobody sees those clothes until I take them off to go home. Not worried about it until I saw that text. Anyway, yeah, so I made a mad dash, some phone calls, talked to the wife and daughter, and then this, you know, we get up there and it's like, you're kidding. You almost didn't race, and I had to run home. You know, from work, it's a half-hour drive to the track, except for the border. But I had to drive 20 minutes home, so then it turns into about a 55 minute drive all the way to the track, and we didn't get there till like 6:30, and he hadn't run yet.
I was sitting in the lanes.
Sitting in the lanes when we crossed the bridge, coming down to the track, or the racer's side of the track.
Yep.
And there he is. So, yeah, it's incredible that any of this worked out last night.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was just cool. It was fun. It was a good night. We had a good time, and
Yeah.
If you've never drag raced, I know this is kind of more of a tractor channel and other things, but if you've never drag raced, go to a drag race and just watch. Or if you think you just want to try it, go to a track that's open on a open night, you know, kind of like what we did.
Play day.
A play night kind of deal, or on a day, whatever. And just go take your daily out there. It could be, I've got a 2020 3500 Chevy diesel. I wouldn't be afraid to take that and just go make some hits down the track. I know that it's going to run out of mile per hour at 98, but it probably won't get there in the quarter mile anyway. Or maybe it will, I don't know.
Could have found out.
You can always find out.
Except there's no more tech cars.
There was a guy running up there a few weeks back, and then I saw him last night in a 2021 Ford Explorer.
Yeah.
And he's got a tune on it, and I think he maybe put a turbo on it or upgraded. I don't know if those have turbos or not, or maybe some models do. But anyway, he's got a tune on this thing, and a few weeks ago, my buddy Lauren, him and his wife came up when we were racing, and he ran their 2021 Explorer, and I think it ran like a 1420.
I think so.
At 80 something miles an hour, 82 or 85. And this guy, I think with the tune in his I think he was running low 13s at, 95 miles an hour. So you can have fun in anything. So
yeah, you can definitely take your daily up there. It's not necessarily about going fast, and fast is relative. You know, for some people 12 seconds is, oh my gosh, your hair's on fire. When
right.
Other people go on, your hair's not on fire until you're, in the low 3 or in the 3 second range and you're over 300 miles an hour.
Right.
So it's all relative.
That's not for everyone.
So you could take your family car up there and you can run it.
Or your old pickup truck.
Or your old pickup truck. It just has to, has to pass the safety rules.
Yeah, just the basic tech.
Yeah.
And you can look that up online.
Yeah, and the faster you go, the more stuff you have, safety equipment you have to have.
Yeah, I think if you go in the 14s, you don't even need a helmet.
Yeah.
Lauren wasn't wearing a helmet, so I'm pretty sure you're good if you're in the 14s. Unless you're in a convertible, then they got more rules for that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So, yeah, good times.
Yeah. And, believe it or not, drag racing and tractor pulling kind of go hand in hand. You can have all the power in the world, but if you're spinning, you ain't
Right.
winning.
Yeah,
Same thing with tractor pulling.
absolutely.
Well, of course,
We did lots of spinning last
I
weekend.
did lots of spinning last weekend. And spinning is okay in tractor pulling to a point.
Yeah, there's a percentage of slip that you kind of need to happen.
It's all momentum
Yep,
at certain speeds.
yep,
Or certain classes that you pull in. You want some tire wheel speed. You spinning a little bit's okay because you're trying to build momentum, but yeah, more power to the lower weight ratio and
yeah.
have fun.
Cars, we're just trying to get them light, but at the same time, I want it to be more of a street car. I don't want to take away too much. Like the back seat's not in it right now, just because I didn't put it back in since I messed with something a while back, and
Yeah.
it's laying over there. And I'll put it back in after. I got to put some plates over the rear trunk area, firewall-ish thing,
Yeah, the rear,
divider panel.
yeah.
Um,
If you put a battery back there or run nitrous or
Right.
something,
And
you
we-
have to have a divider.
We kind of wanted to do nitrous, so if I do that now, then put the seat back in, then that's done. I don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
You can always put those from the other side going this way, but then the screws might poke someone in the back of their back when
Yep.
the seat's in there. So
So, well,
anyway, that's it.
yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. If you like it, hit the subscribe button, hit like, share it with your friends, and come back and watch another episode. Hit the notifications so you get notified when the next video comes out.
And comment,
Oh,
make a comment, talk about
comments.
this,
Yeah, the tractors, the cars.
whatever.
Share pictures of your cars or tractors. You can share pictures of tractors in the comments in this video.
Yeah, do it.
I don't care. Show
Take
your
a look.
stuff. What junk do you have? Is it running? Is it a project? Have you been running it? Whatever it is, show it.
Yep.
Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right. See ya.